A thinking entity appeared in space. A thinking entity appeared in space. A thinking entity. I am, appeared. I am in space. I am. A little ordered world broke into view. A thinking entity refers back to the same thing. This life mind. This life mind. This thinking entity refers to the life mind. A thinking entity appeared in space, in formation, in clear vision. A little ordered world broke into view. It is that power of mind which organizes things around it. Organization is what the mind is doing. A little ordered world broke into view, where being had prison room for act and sight, a flow to walk, a clear but scanty rain. It's a little complex image, you see. A little ordered world broke into it. Yeah, well, naturally, some kind of an organization has taken place, some kind of an order has appeared with the thinking mind, with the life mind, where being had prison room for act. Until now, being was locked in matter. It was locked in stone. It had no movement, it was no scope for changing things at all. Locked for act and sight. It could not see things beyond. It was prevented to go beyond that thing. A floor to walk. It gives that thing. A clear but scanty rain. It has at least given some sort of a movement to it. Although it may not be very vast, very big, magnanimous, but at least a range has been opened out. A little ordered world broke into view, where being had prison room. Prison room, being itself is in a jail, so to say. In that jail, it has brought out some sort of a act and a sight, you see. A floor of walk, a clear but scanty rain, an instrument personality was born. There you are. You see the finiteness, the completeness. What is that life mind has done? It has given a sort of an individuality to life force, a distinct character to each individual. It has given that. So that is the distinct. That is the instrument personality. That instrument means it is going to work something. It is a tool for making further progress, further march into knowledge. Instrument personality was born. This little mind, this early mind, this life mind, and restricted, clamped intelligence, concentrate to restrain a narrow bound is seeking. Well, in narrow bounds it is seeking there. It holding that intelligence in narrow limits only. See. It tied the thought to visible thing. Well, that is a good thing it has done. It has built up a prison wall so that it can at least in prison wall do something, can start seeing things and see. It is a much bigger gain, though at the moment it may appear towards a prison, but it has served its purpose to taking the march forward, you see. It tied the thought to visible things, prohibiting the adventure of the unseen. That unseen does not come and invade it, you see. And so straight through unknown infinities. It wants to go in step. It does not want to get flooded. So it is the prison wall. It is the prison house in which there is a reflex reason. Nature habits glass, reflex, which reflects. Nature's habit glass. The habit of nature is a glass, is a mirror. And what is that mirror? A reflecting reason. You put an image and the reason will give the reflection of that thing. A reflex reason. Illumined life to know and fix its field. That reflecting reason, that mirror glass is illuminating, means from the light, from the glass is thrown on life and life is illuminated by that light. Illumined life to know and fix its field. What it should be. Means the life mind is giving a certain sense of a direction to life which was not there until now. Life has been creating forms and forms and forms, but for what purpose? Towards what end? It had no idea yet. But is giving that idea. Illumine light to know and fix the spirit, accepting a dangerous, ignorant brevity and inconclusive purpose of his walk, and profit by the hour's precarious balance in the allotted boundaries of his fate, allotted boundaries, precarious chance. So you see, many of these things are happening by chance, by coincidence, in the whole process of this thing. A profit by the hour's precarious chance. This may happen, that may not happen, but it has happened. There is chance. The allotted boundaries of his fate. In a word, his intelligence is working in a prison. Fate is working of the individual and the cosmic forces. There is the working of cosmic forces. There is the urge of the individual from within. The joint work of these two together, who is strong, it is that which is going to decide the future march of things. But then, and the inconclusive purpose of his work, prison work is there, but then what for until not known. It has given that direction now, and profit by the hour's precarious chance. Profit means whatever you are getting by that chance, but happening by coincidence, it is that you are exploiting and taking things forward. In the allotted boundaries of his way, in the spirit, allot, I am, at that bound, I am, the rays, spirit of his fate and apist. That is how the line is scanned, you see. In the allotted bound, the rays of his fate, you see. In the spirit, allot, I am, eight bound, I am, the rays, spirit of his fate and apist. A little joy and knowledge satisfied, this little being tied into a knot. Yeah, this little mind which has come into existence, it is happy with that, it has done something, you see. A little joy and knowledge satisfied this little being tied into a knot and hung on a bunch of his environment. A little curve cut off in measureless space, a little span of life in all vast time. It is happy with that little gain. It is happy with that little gain. This little being tied into a knot and hung on a bulge of his environment. Hung on a bulge of his environment. Bulge of his environment. This word bulge is a very beautiful word, a very wonderful word. It's a real inspired word. How does this translate bulge?
Boss. Boss.
Yeah. Bulge, yeah, it's a protrusion, something protrusion. See, bulge is some, well, you have a bulge also. You have this bulge also like that, you see. Many times like that, you see. Bulge is there. Now, this bulge is, a kind of a sudden bump, sudden rise of water. When a fish is moving in water to catch its prey, then around it there is a kind of swelling of water. That is the bulge. So, in the environment, as if something is dashing against, something is trying to catch, something is there, and then a little bulge is appearing there. In the environment of all these life forces, this bulge is appearing. This word bulge, historically, the famous, the Battle of Bulge, the Battle of the Bulge. You know that, the Battle of the Bulge? No, come on. The Battle of the Bulge. From 16th December 1944 to 26th January 1945, for about 5 weeks, there was this Battle of Bulge in Belgium.
Oh, Belgium.
Battle of Bulge in Belgium. That was the last invasion of Hitler. That was the last invasion of Hitler. In the Battle of Bulge, it was a real bulge, sudden spurt of like that, you see.
It was not 44.
Adrianis mountain, Adrianis forest, no?
Yes, yes.
in that period.
Which was very low.
And, yeah.
Four.
So that was the last invasion, massive, large invasion of Hitler. And then as an hour, and they suffered a lot. I mean, thousands and thousands of soldiers were killed and butchered on both the sides completely. But that was the last battle of the Second World War, December, January 45, 44, 45. You see.
Before that.
Huh?
Before Dunkirk.
No,
The
after,
Romanians.
5 years later.
After Dunkirk.
Yeah, after Dunkirk. 5 years later was the last battle of the West. Dunkirk for 41.
Last invasion of Hitler, you see, on the Allied forces at the time. Yeah. And then there was real heavy killing on both the sides. Thousands and thousands of soldiers died on both the sides, and all the aeroplanes, all these things completely destroyed, you see. So that was the real bulge of environment, you see. A devilish force which had come. That was the real bulge of the devilish force which had come up. See, you are attacking, and suddenly something bumps up. So that's the bulge. Bulge of environment, you see. And hung on a bulge of his environment. I don't know whether Savitri is really referring here in this line to that battle of bulge, this word bulge. Perhaps not. Pardon me? Pardon me? Yeah, no, perhaps not. Because, see, Battle of Bulge, the last invasion of Hitler, as I said, December 44, January 45, about 5 weeks that thing. And this part of Savitri was written much earlier than that. Was written much earlier than that. So I will not say that this bulge has a reference to that historic Battle of Bulge. But the description is very apt, you see. Description is very apt, you see. The Battle of the Bulge, very famous battle. A little curve cut off is measureless way. So that is the bulge. So you are swallowing something and there is a certain rise of water level in this bulge. A little span of life in all vast time. A thought was there that planned, a will that strove, but for small aims within a narrow scope. Yes, mind has come, it has started thinking, it has started planning, it has started striving for doing things also, but then its aims were small, puny, petty aim. After all, it's a small mind, it's the beginning mind only. But for small aims within a narrow scope, in a given scope only, you see. Whereas this Battle of Bulge was not really a small aim, it was a real big aim, you see. It was a real big aim, you see. Wasting unmeasured toil and transient thing. Yeah, this force, this bulge is putting enormous amount of effort, all the resources of toil on transient things, things are shaping, passing away. So the vital force which was released by Hitler in that sense, he was putting such enormous force there at a time, but it was on transient things, it will disappear. It has gone away also with that. You see. It knew itself a creature of the mud. It, that small mind, that life mind, that after all it is born from matter, from here. Creature of the mud. It asks no larger law. Now, obviously, I mean, it is born. It asks. Perhaps it cannot, because its scope, its character is that it cannot really see that thing. No large law, no loftier aim. It is not in its nature also to ask for that. It had no inward look. Because it has no inward look, it will not ask. If it starts seeing something, means this inner mind, this vital mind, the life mind which has taken place, is a limited instrument for a certain purpose at a certain stage of development of evolution. It has a limited thing. The scope is also limited. It naturally it is not asked for larger law that I want to become, I want to do this, I want to do that. It will not ask. It is not really in its character also. No loftier air. It had no inward look, no upward gaze. It cannot see upward, not within. You see, naturally, as an instrument if used for a while, then it has been superseded. You have to make further progress.